Welcome back to a new video on the BMW X1. In the last video we managed to source all of the suspension components and get this one back on four wheels and off the back of our recovery truck. But unfortunately that is the original destroyed wheel, and the next step was to get a new wheel for this one, and that took some finding. That really did take some searching, but I managed to find the only one available in the world second hand, and it actually come from abroad. Now I got this wheel, sent it straight to Smarts, had it refurbished in the correct colour, and then went to A2 tyres and had the correct Hankook tyre put on it. A lot of you in the last video mentioned how ugly this wheel was. Well, today I'm going to enlighten you on a little something. Let's get this wheel fitted and I'll show you exactly what I mean. It's been sitting around quite a while, so I am pretty excited to get back on with this one. It's just been really waiting for the parts to arrive, getting everything lined up so that we could really crack on and get a lot done in one video. We're not one for just doing a few little bits and having a 30-part episode. We want to do it as quickly and as efficiently as we can. So that's a new wheel and tyre on there. It's now rollable. I know for a fact there's one of you out there that got one of these cars that already knows this, but for those of you that don't, in the last video that said those wheels look awful, we have this. Very unusual. I know, not something I've ever seen before, but they was in the boot. I just never mentioned they was in the boot in the last video. So that's not on. So it's an alley wheel with a wheel trim, so to speak. Again, I've not ever seen it before, but looks a lot better now, doesn't it, compared to the back one. They actually still don't look that good, do they, to be honest, but it does look a lot better. They're let's take you right over there to it. It does look a lot better, but you can tell, can't you, that it's like half and half. Probably look a bit better with the BMW badge in it. Right, let's get it pushed over outside the workshop door. So we've had this one sitting around for quite a while. It is a 2022 BMW X1. Odometer all clear, financial and legal all clear, and damaged needs attention. On these car vertical checks, of course, rather than going through it, you can, if you're in a rush, just click on damage there, and it's clearly highlighted this vehicle was damaged and marked as an insurance write-off. And then just underneath it, it will give you the date it was written off, so the 12th 2023, and it was an S repairable structural damage. Of course, you've got on there your market values, your emissions, your specs, safety, and that most important timeline. There is only 3 records on this one where it's so new, and that's registration date and damage detected date. I want to thank Car Vertical for the continued support on the channel. To benefit from a nice little discount off your check, use the code up on screen now or hit that link in the description where it will automatically apply your discount. So this is actually a bit of a joke because we're both just about to push this in, and then you're going to see what Chris managed to do straight away as soon as we got this pushed into the yard. So nice and easy now to push it, now that we've got the handbrake off, now that we've got the car into neutral, and of course got that wheel and tyre on there, because we had to pull this off the back of the truck last time this car was moved anywhere, in fact in the middle of the yard there. Right, you've just seen us struggle across the yard with that, pushing it, and that is because in the last video I removed all of these airbags, and then we actually sent that dashboard, went off on an aeroplane, and we're just waiting for that to come back on that return flight. It's due any minute. I have had to plug this in. Now this car doesn't run. Chris was like, why are we pushing it? Because you reset the crash data on another one, and I couldn't remember, and I said all the airbags.
And I'm sure you can reset that crash data with no airbags in it. Someone told us this before,
In the comments?
Yeah, no, I think maybe someone from one of the companies that we deal with said, yeah, it doesn't matter. You can clear the crash data.
Yes, you're right. On
So,
the X3.
I'm
I
not
took
sure.
the module out.
Yeah,
And I didn't need to.
No, and you can clear it, and the engine will run with the airbag still removed.
Right.
So we're going to see if that's.
Chris is going to get into that function.
Do you want to film it?
Yeah, mate, if I can.
It's either in diagnosis or service. I can't. No, it's not in that one. It must be in service.
It's not going to see it too well.
No, it's not in that.
While you're looking for
maybe it's in hot functions. Let's.
Chris, just while you're browsing
ABS
for that.
SRS. Reset crash shutdown. It's highlighted.
Right. Oh, it's doing something already.
Yeah. It's strange, isn't it?
That might be. I did put this car into service mode.
The crash
to get it into
shutdown
neutral.
can be reset with this service function F1. Reset crash shutdown. The current status of the crash shutdown has been reset. End service function. Continue.
What, and that's it? No way!
You made me push that.
No way! Are you kidding me?
I didn't wonder why he was pushing it.
Pull that bonnet lever, Chris, because it's shut one click. Mate, you could not make that up.
Yeah.
I just need to say, in the last video, you unloaded this with Dan, and you had to pull it off because we couldn't get it out of park.
That's right.
I recently discovered, do you want to quickly turn that off? I'll check all the... Right, without your foot on the brake, this is what I've just found out by watching a 3 Series BMW. There's not one of these on the internet. Hit that start button 3 times for me and watch the display. Has it not done anything?
No.
Right, maybe you have to do it a bit quicker, but that's how you put this car into service mode.
Okay.
And see, it's in park. Yeah. And then you gently tap the button twice and it puts it into neutral. That's what I was excited about. That's why I run in that we could move it. But do you know what? Now you're here, just see if it pulls forward. I'm going to have to shut the bonnet and both doors because it's a BMW, though, aren't we?
Right.
I can't believe he got that started that easy. I'll move the block of wood. Try it. Too easy, Chris. Too easy. Yeah, we don't need that now. You can put your handbrake on. Do you know what though? The drive shaft was ripped out of this. We've got the oil in the back. We haven't done that yet.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I can't believe that.
Well done. Back. That's all right. I'm going to go back.
Go back to what you're doing. Yeah. Good couple of days later, mate. We've been so busy, haven't we?
Yeah,
doing other projects.
All go, mate.
Getting everything out of the way. Now, I did mention in a previous video that the doors and the wings were at Smart Services. We managed to get a white wing, a black wing, a red door, a blue door, and I sent them all over there to have the insides all painted, all the shuts, and they actually painted. Because we said the whole car's being done.
We'd have rather just the shuts, wouldn't we?
Yeah, but they have painted the whole panels again.
Yeah.
But it's down to them. They're going to be the ones that are blending it. So the idea is in this video, really, we need to get this watertight, and there is so much little bits of damage around it. I want to get the airbags in, but I can't get the airbags in until Chris has done the roof, and it's one of them. So we just need to crack on with this one, and you're going to start by attacking.
Yeah. I've got repair on this A-post and this quarter panel, so yeah, I'll get stuck into them first, I think, Rob.
All right, mate.
And a bit of stripping out to do, isn't there?
Yeah, and I'll be all right to fit that new brake pipe and drop link and stuff while you're doing that.
Yeah, for sure.
Right, let's get on with it then, mate. Let's crack on. So wasting no time getting that wheel arch removed, cleaning off all of the existing paint that's on there so that you can get on there with the dent puller, weld on any brackets, any other little bits that have got to be done. Of course, you're going to need bare metal. You need to get all of the paint off, otherwise you're just wasting your time. Like I say, making short work of it, getting straight on and getting that damage removed. So why get the frame machine out and get the car on it when you can bring the frame machine to the car? Go for your life, mate. I'm not even going to try and explain that one.
Well, previous bit of time lapse, I've got that bit out 90%, but unfortunately it's creased in there, Rob. I don't know how well that's going to show it, but if you pop round the other side, that's probably the best place to show it, isn't it? Again, I'm not sure you can see the shape of that.
Yeah.
So, but just to kind of try, if you stay there, Rob, if just to kind of try and highlight it, I've got my profile gauge out. And this is by no means perfect, but get it the right way around now. Mind you, I can redo it, can't I? But if we pop that in, I say this is by no means perfect, but this is just to show. And all I'm looking at here is the relationship with that angle to that angle. Yeah? Do you see that?
Yes.
So if we flip it and go around the other side, I'm hoping on camera that might show that. So if I hold that parallel to the quarter panel, can you see that there?
Yeah, I can, yeah.
And you see how that is more like a 90 degree in there, and it shouldn't be.
Yes.
So I've welded that on there. We're just going to give it, I don't know if you want to zoom in from that side.
Yeah.
And I'll take a bit of pressure on the chain ball.
I am going to walk round though, because I just tried getting my little leg over that and nearly tripped.
Yeah, it's a bit high for you, isn't it?
Bit high for.
Yeah, so
you've obviously welded a bracket on there.
Yeah, I've welded a pulling plate on there. So I just don't know how well this is going to show, but we'll give it a go, shall we?
Yeah. Hopefully it don't pull the car.
Well, it will take a little bit of...
It's coming out.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it is.
Yeah, coming out lovely, Chris.
Yeah, well, I think that gives everyone the idea, doesn't it?
Yeah, what you're doing. So we'll let you continue to fettle that until you get it bang on, mate.
Yeah.
Well done. Chris working so fast here. You can see he's actually using that original wheel arch that was damaged, putting that on there and actually using that in some parts as a bit of a guide. But he's noticed that it is actually in quite a bit there and all across that A-post. Chris said 100%, Rob, this car has definitely been on its side, and I would have to agree with him now. Because of the damage even the wing mirror's done to the door, it's pushed it so hard. So getting on there with a dent puller and pulling out all of that damage. Luckily the windscreen needs changing, so that's not an issue. Lots and lots there for Chris to do on dent pulling on this car. Unfortunately, it is covered in them. And where it's been on its side, of course, this A pillar had a load of little dents on it as well. But he's got that as good as you're going to get it and pulled all of the damage out. That is now ready for a little clean up and a skim of filler. We have just bought in one of the new doors and fitted it up for size and everything.
Yeah, we're pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, it's bang on, mate, isn't it? So that door is just on there purely so that Chris knew those lines were perfectly correct. And now he can start the process of doing the bog work on that quarter as well, and probably do that bog work at the same time as well, all at once. So we are going to leave him to continue on with this. I'm outside on one project and Chris is in here cracking on and knocking out the worst of this, hopefully. And in with a little skim of filler. You can see there, just in that wheel arch, takes out all the imperfections. Of course, once it's dry, he knocks it back and gets it absolutely bang on. Again, using that original wheel arch there, so that you don't get any filler or anything actually where that wheel arch clips in. So once that filler work's all done, Chris can start rubbing that down. He hasn't got to worry about that wheel arch whatsoever, because it's going to need a new one. Straight on to knocking back that bit of filler. And I know I do always say it, but you can clearly see it on the video, and when I do a cut in, it's very, very transparent, the filler. It is a very, very minor skim on there once it's all rubbed down, and you wouldn't believe how many new cars actually have filler in them anyway. Say what you want, but I know that it happens. So much more work than it actually looked on this particular car. Where it's been on its side, that wheel had been knocked off. There is literally a mark on nearly every panel. So starting just here, Chris has had to get rid of a chip out of the bumper there and a little bit of stopper in there to get rid of that, or a little bit of filler. The roof is all completely done, and Chris was up there. I mean, it's got the tiniest skim in it. I can show you inside now where he has actually removed all of the damage and got it really, really good. So that's the roof all repaired. That's the front bumper repaired. And then the bonnet, of course, got these scratches on it, which we believe are done on the back of the lorry, the Copart lorry, because they lowered the top deck on it. There was a tiny little bit of damage there in the bonnet. Chris has repaired that. This is going to go on and on. Front bumper, again, another little chip and a scuff there. The damaged wing's gone. A-post. You did get 99% of that damage out of there.
Yeah, I think it shows on a bit of time.
It does, doesn't it? But of course, it's got to have the tiniest little skim in it. Side skirt, we've got a new one. And moving on to the quarter panel, that was, I was going to say that's the worst part. Probably wasn't. The roof was, eh?
Yeah, probably.
But this was a little bit of a pull.
Probably because of the swage lines in this and the curves, it's probably a little bit more tricky.
Did you have a day on that there?
Nearly, wasn't it? Yeah.
Nearly a day getting that right. But Chris has saved that quarter panel just like he always does, and saved us a fortune. And of course, saved splicing in a new quarter panel. It all come out very nice, and he's had to filler that. The back bumper, unfortunately, got clipped. So that's going to have to be painted, and that's had a little repair. And then coming round to the boot, last knock-ins, last night, Chris noticed that the boot lid had 2 dents in it as well. Where it had been on its side, it must have hit like a tree branch here, and it just bent that edge in. And then you noticed here, there was just a little bit of a dent. So, yeah, unfortunately, it is going to be almost a full repaint, but I think Chris is getting ready to...
Yeah, what I've done is framed these off. So
let me just come away from that screen, mate. Yeah, go on.
Polymask it. You can see where your masked area is, and then just cut the polymask out accordingly. So that's just getting that ready for primer.
All right then, mate.
I'm going to have a clean up now.
No worries. Right, we'll leave you to get on, and I'm going to carry on outside with something else.
Well done.
So that is it. It is ready now. Nice clean up and then poly mask the car. You can see the areas there that Chris has taped up. They're the areas that he's going to be cutting out. You can see he's cutting them out there because they are the areas that are going to need some primer. So you've got the quarter panel, the A-post, front of the bumper, the bit on the bonnet, and then a little bit on the bumper the other side. And then, of course, all of it on the tailgate that we didn't notice right till the last knock-ins. And, of course, the roof. The roof was the worst bit. So I just popped out and done a scrap run there, and it looks like Chris is ready. It's all bagged up. He's also panel wiped it, but now I've just come walking in. He's probably going to have to run over it again with the panel wipe. But all of the areas that are getting primed are, of course, all exposed. And this could all go pear-shaped. It could go very pear-shaped. No, because this is a new product and it has come highly, highly recommended. And it's actually like a bit of a spray filler, I would say. Yeah. That is how you describe it. So, mate, I guess I can't be here while you're painting. No. So I'm going to leave you to it. And I'll tell by the look on your face in the morning whether it works out or not. Yeah. Let's let you get it on there. And that is it. A little bit of that high build spray putty primer. I'm not really sure what it's called. You're welcome to Google what it says on the tin there, and it should explain it a little bit more. I'm not going to interrupt Chris while he's up there doing that roof, but he said that all went down lovely, and now he's just going through prepping it for paint. So you can see there's a bit of guide coat on the bumper there, a little repair on the front of the bonnet, and of course that whole A-post quarter panel. Bit of a patchwork quilt this one at the minute, and then you've got of course the tailgate there as well. And Chris is currently up there already flattening off the roof, making plenty of dust. So we are going to leave him to continue on with that and pop out and pick up another car. And just while Chris is rubbing down a load of primer, I am currently at the local train station, just going to pick one up. And that is it. Time to unmask it and start the process of rubbing back all of that spray on primer filler and Chris did say it is good stuff. So we'll leave him to crack on, get them bits done. For this one, I've just come out Bromley South Station and I'm following the sat-nav 3 miles to the address. I thought, well, it is quite a nice day, and then it's not. It started raining, but it's took me off the beaten track. The sat-nav actually said, take the path on the right. So, wish me luck, fingers crossed, got the tray plates up the top. I should be all right, shouldn't I? Let's see how we get on. 2 miles in, 1 to go. I don't know where I am in Bromley. I've not been looking at the signs, just been following the little... I did try and use Waze, actually, on my phone. But it doesn't look like you can use Waze whilst walking. Maybe you can. Someone put it in the comments down below. Because Waze is a lot better, isn't it? But just using the normal Google Maps. There's a footpath there for a field. I guess I better get back to this navigation just in case I end up going the wrong way. The vehicle I went to buy stopped straight at Josh's and got it in for an MOT. Nice little Berlingo. So a few hours out there, and as you can see, I am back on my feet again and out of that van. I've managed to trade it on and just get us, well, £600. We definitely could have earned more money out of that van. Just over £1,000, I reckon, but it needed a new bit of ply lining in the back. It's been off the road since lockdown, so really it wanted a cam belt service, water pump. I've traded it on to another trader. He knows it needs all that. He's going to make a good day's money out of it once he gets it all done. Anyway, Chris is on his way to get me. I am only a few miles away from the yard, so I guess I'll just wait for him to pick me up and I'll carry on walking until he gets here. But I know that this video is getting on now, so unfortunately that is going to be the end of today's video. If you did enjoy it, we'd appreciate that thumbs up. Don't forget, like, subscribe, share on all your social networking sites, and we'll see you very, very soon in the next one.